1 in the book, 7 races to go here tonight in the Bojangles Summer Shootout. Next up will be the Bandolero Bandits, a division that this family, the Dillner family, has spent a lot of time in, and you can see some folks having a great time in the grandstands here tonight as they continue to file in after a nice dinner with their families. Daniel Wilk has been the dominator. There's nothing else you can say about that. A huge lead in this division right now. He is the guy that has been the pure dominator with 4 straight victories. Carson Quapple with a couple of runner-up finishes, including last week. So far behind, 27 points, and this is the midway point of the summer shootout. 8 weeks, 10 races. We start with a doubleheader, we end with a doubleheader, and now the car is rolling out onto the front stretch here, and we'll see if Wilk can grab a handful of victories in the opening weeks here. It'll be mighty interesting. Now, got to remember, I will remind you of the rules. Daniel Wilk, who is last week's winner and point leader, cannot start. The point leader, the last week's winner, cannot start higher than 7th. So that's where Daniel Wilk will start here tonight. Bryson Ruff, Carson Quapple on the front row. William Robusto, gotta love that name, and DJ Knipe, who's been very frustrated with finishing 2nd, will start 4th. Tommy Good and Isabella Robusto with her best finish so far, a 6th place run. She'll start 6th in this race.
7th will be Daniel Wilk in the 7th position. He's got 4 wins already this year, and the 67 of Cameron Boland will start in the 8th position.
Leland Honeyman, he had been the dominator in the beginner bandoleros. Now he's here, 9th. Dylan Notaro in 10th.
Josh Kosick in the 44, and Blaze Maddox in the 47 will make up row number 6. Landon
Rapp, George Hayes, and Blake Cisneros round out the field here as we go green flag racing.
You got a Twitter star in Bryson Ruff in that Bojangles machine on the inside, but look at Carson.
Oh, we got a car going around in the corner too, and some barrels going down as well. Take a look at this. They're going to have to throw the caution on this one. No, not yet. Oh, my. We got cars, and yes, the yellow flag does come out.
Wow. We got a car turned around right there in corner number 1, and you can definitely tell why the officials had to whoa the field up there.
That's Hunter Hutchins, one of the newcomers, just joined us last week here in round number 4 of the summer shootout.
I thought that was Hunter Hayes, you were going to say, the country star. He's got some good albums out. I didn't know he was running in the Bandolero division.
Sorry, I don't even know who Hunter Hayes is.
Oh, he's a...
You're going to have to give me some tutorage.
We'll have to hook you up. Yep. One of those young crooners that seems to be doing well. A name to remember, I guess, if you like such.
So what did old Lenny Baticki do last week with PRN at the track? Follow him on Twitter, by the way.
PRN's At the Track upcoming show is probably even more exciting. We have Ron Otto, RJ Otto, the modified winner from the UMP modified race that ran at Carolina Speedway. A lot of races rained out.
Yes, they did.
It was tough picking, but I already had one guest. Look at this. I'm getting ready to go there.
That's Zachary Miracle.
You are a IndyCar guy. You know IndyCar. You know all forms of motorsports. Ari Lyondike's son, Ari Jr., is going to race over at the Torque race at the dirt track here, July 10th and 11th. He is on PRN's At the Track this week describing the off-road truck race. It's amazing. He really does a good job of painting the picture.
Did you talk to him about being on The Bachelorette?
No, nope. Didn't do that. But, I'm sure the photo we tweet out will be one of the handsome, dapper.
Yeah, the ladies will just eat it up.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. This time by, we'll see if we can get going the right way. Bryson Ruff on the front row with Carson Quapple on the outside.
Quapple, Wilk, Robusto, and Knipe. That is a fantastic 5 up there in the
Wilk
front.
way up the racetrack.
Ooh, lost the front end on that car. Very uncharacteristic. And look at them door to door as they go into turn 3.
I love Carson Quapple because that dude just sticks it on the outside and fights for all it's worth. But we got cars all over the racetrack right now, including the 67 car of Cameron Boland.
Cameron Boland looks like Isabella Robusto in that 55. The
Blaze Maddox in the 47.
Maddox there. And we'll take a relook at this, I believe, as Ruff is in front. Or nope, this is the field circulating around the 47 machine. And you can see they're already pretty woed up and at safe speed.
Tough break for Blaze Maddox. That's tough to say. Break Blaze. But
good name, though.
Good name. My son Blaze, who's our field producer, is in the infield helping and assisting Amanda Wright.
I look at this. The Bojangles Cup perfectly sequestered there in the shirt or in the pocket of the fan as they watch the 16,000 square foot of awesome. You know, when you come here to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Bank of America 500 coming up this October, the only night race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship, you'll be able to look across from the grandstand and see that big screen out there for replays, information, even see yourself up there with the packed grandstands and all the rest of the only night race in the chase.
I'll tell you what, that's always a fantastic run. So much on the line, and you know what? The tempers and the emotion really comes out, just like it did this past year.
How about the emotion of Jeff Gordon's final race at a track that really launched him onto superstardom? 1-800-455-FANS. Get your tickets now. This is going to be something. And now Kyle Busch almost ready to be crowned into that chase with that win from last week. Sonoma still got to squeak in on those top 30 points, but I think he can handle that.
I think he can do that. And want to just say a shout out to Alexis Perkins from the Performance Racing Network. She just came into our booth making sure we mind our P's and Q's.
There's one of our fun racers there doing a little bit of work on some of the I can't tell what that is, but you know, Alexis Perkins was out there at Sonoma and got some of the social media going for PRN on their PRN Live Twitter handle.
You got to love PRN. They like to interact with everybody, and that's where Alexis is. There we go. I wanted to show Alexis back there. There she is, sneaking back there. Got Duke Kentfield over here manning the graphics. Pit producer back there helping out Amanda Wright. That's my wife, Angie Dillner, and our tech guy over there, Mark Keeler. They always do a great job, but we get to have the fun stuff. You know, sit here and just talk about racing.
Talk racing. Two guys on the back end of a pickup just watching the world go by. That's kind of how I describe what I do, is just having fun conversations about what we all love, racing.
He's Lenny Paticki. I'm Bob Dillner, and we're for the Performance Racing Network, just having a blast doing this summer shootout for the first time ever. You can actually watch it from wherever you are.
And you can still get single edition races. If you're watching this or your friends say, oh, I would love to do that, they can go to goprn.com and be able to order next week's race.
Absolutely. We still have, after this one, 5 more to go. 4 of them will be on live TV here, the broadcast on PRN.
4 more Tuesdays, all the Tuesday nights in July. You'll be able to tune in right here to goprn.com and see these races, just like the fans there are seeing it live at the grandstands. Hey, there's Mike Joy.
I know him. He likes to talk about NASCAR Sprint Cup Series cars. And you know what? He loves his road racing as well, honestly, with the vintage cars. He's saying hello, but here's the point standings that we talked about at the top of this feature. Just to remind you, Daniel Wilk, we told you, the Dominator, 4 straight victories, leading by a large margin, 27 markers over Carson Kvapil.
Kvapil leads Cameron Boland, and then a tie for the 4th and 5th positions. William Robusto with 169 points. DJ Knipe with the same number of markers.
Knipe had a good run 2 weeks ago with a second-place finish. So Carson Kvapil has had a pair of second-place finishes, and that is Travis Kvapil's son. Yes, the NASCAR veteran, the former NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion. His son is in that 35 car.
Well, and right now, the Wilk machine nowhere in the top 5, and we may have our first new winner in this division if it plays out as it is on the racetrack. Ruff is your leader, and Kvapil in second.
Wilk just picked off a spot. We see him in that graphite gray and orange car just there in your shot, side by side. There he is. He's up to 7th and now 6th, so he is marching forward already, now battling Leland Honeyman, who dominated the early weeks of the beginner Bandolero division. He slides way up the racetrack.
Wilk disposes of him, gets up into the top 5 now. He's in 5th with Robusto, Knipe, Carson Kvapil, and our leader, Bryson Ruff. And what a run for Ruff. There's Wilk.
Here comes Knipe on the bottom right there in a battle with Kvapil. There is Wilk, your point leader and 4-time winner. But there is the number 29 car of Knipe fighting strong with Kvapil.
DJ has not had the start of the season that we kind of figured he would, but he has come on strong. DJ Knipe down to the bottom of the racetrack, sets himself up for a nice second place at the point, and then he'll look towards the Ruff machine, the Bojangles race car, in front into 3.
And look at who's coming strong, the number 90 of Wilk. Still got a long way to go in this one. Just 6 laps in the books now, and Wilk has already moved into a 4th place spot. He went by Robusto in the 22.
Doesn't seem like it was that long ago that Ryan Blaney was running in these cars.
Yes.
Ryan was out there. We've seen a number of racers start in these Bandoleros, these same type cars. Some instances the same car because they get passed down to different teams.
We see Wilk coming through the field now on the inside of the 35 of Quapple. He'll pick up that spot. What is the record again for Bandolero victories in a row? Because Wilk is closing the door on that. He's got 4 straight. I think somebody won a few years ago, won 5 or 6 straight races.
Right now, wherever that record is, it is getting a little bit nervous, but Quapple's trying to help it stay where it is. Down the back straightaway, they'll go door to door for the battle for 3rd as Quapple's got the inside, and it looks like he holds the position for now.
They keep on playing this roll back and forth, trying to get past each other. Let's see what Wilk does here. And maybe Quapple will dive back to the inside. No, Wilk knows he was at his corner, so he tried to keep him at bay. But look at Quapple, put the bumper to Wilk.
You know, a little tap there, but relatively a clean race, side by side, able to swap over, nobody doing anything too crazy. And that's a very good testament to how good these drivers are already in their racing career.
Knipe closing in on Bryson Ruff. Ruff is your leader, Wilk and Quapple. Then Robusto, your top 5.
Halfway down, 10 laps already on the board. Scheduled for 20. Ruff is your leader there on the right of the screen in the 24 machine, the 29, the black car. That is DJ Knipe as they come out of corner number 2 down that bumpy back straightaway that is the Sprint Cup Series and all the rest of the series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway's Pit Road.
I'm impressed with Ruff leading so far in this race. Ruff back in 7th at points. Honestly, his best finish to date, 2 7th-place finishes. So a very impressive run for that good-looking 24.
Most laps he's ever led, and whether he finishes in front or not, this has been an improving night for him. And he's got 2 of the best in the business trying to nudge their way up underneath him. DJ Knipe with a number of wins over the past seasons, and the 4-time winner this year, Wilk. They're going to put Ruff back to 3rd, but that's no slouch for Ruff. A nice run for him this evening.
Ruff back to 3rd, but now the battle for the lead is between 2 hot shoes in this division. The 29 of DJ Knipe. Here comes the 90 of Wilk to the inside. Now he goes to the outside and back to the inside once again. Wilk wants the lead.
Wilk wants the lead. Knipe got really loose on that transition going from 4 to the back to the front straightaway, and Wilk is going to pressure him to try to have him do the same.
Did you see what happened there? As soon as Wilk started to turn in the corner, I think DJ Knipe may be running with his side and rear view mirrors in that car because he turned right away.
Yeah, he's not just checking his hairdo. He's making sure where this Wilk car is. And hard into the outside there. That was a tap, and we've lost the right front on Knipe. And you can see him moving around in that race car. Not a happy camper, trying to get unbuckled and come out quickly.
A very hard hit there, but thankfully, because of the safety, he points at the direction of Daniel Wilk. Not all too happy. He was not all too happy when he finished 2nd to Wilk a few weeks ago, but a rough hit. But that's just a testament to how well U.S. Legends Cars builds these cars. He said, "What did you do, Daniel Wilk?" Not very happy with our point leader.
No, and he is out of the car, but standing right next to it. He didn't even take a full step any which way, and staying with the safety crew. Just like in anything, you don't want to have the drivers getting out of the car and getting anywhere away from their race car, anywhere away from the racing crew. And DJ, as mad and upset as he is, at least keeping himself under that composure.
Tough break for DJ Knipe, battling for one of the top spots in this race. And thought he was having visions of going to victory lane for the first time in this summer Shootout 2015 edition. Unfortunately, a hard hit on the backstretch wall. He came into this race 5th in points, 34 points back of Wilk.
DJ Knipe is one of the quietest, calmest kids, and you're going to get to see here on the replay. The 29 car is the one that ended up with the driver in the wall. Watch the 90, the 4-time race winner, Wilk. It gets a little bit underneath there, pushes to the outside. They grab Nerf bars. It looked like that was really Nerf bar to Nerf bar.
I understand the frustration from DJ Knipe. I do, because number one, Wilk has been dominating. You want to be where he's at. and you get together off of turn number 2, and the frustration just boils over as he points in the direction of the 90. But at the same time, from my commentator's standpoint here, I don't believe that Wilk did anything wrong. That was purely racing, and they both got a little bit loose.
They did, and when those bars connect like that and then they disengage, it'll snap a car in an odd direction, and that's what it looked like happened for Knight.
Absolutely. So as the 29 goes up on the wrecker, we'll take a quick break here on the Performance Racing Network.
Biscuits are baked every 20 minutes and served fresh all day, every day. Because we believe that everyone should get a chance to start their day with breakfast. At Bojangles, it's all about the biscuits. Come in for our made-from-scratch country ham biscuits. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Where do NASCAR's future stars get their start? With U.S. Legend Cars International on over 1,500 sanctioned tracks in 16 countries. People just like you are trading paint and enjoying the thrill of the race.
Every lap's out of control, and the Legend car will teach you so much.
I've always wanted to be a racer and go pro, and now I've got the chance to do it right here, right now.
Inside Bryson Ruff about overcorrects it as we've got 2 laps to go.
Just a pair of circuits.
Green flag racing, Daniel Wilk all alone at top of this field. Carson Quapple, the car in the distance, that black and orange, number 35. He runs second. Tommy Good, third. Fourth is William Robusto, and fifth is Bryson Ruff. Now the final lap on the racetrack. Daniel Wilk, will he do it? Can he get 5 in a row? Quapple will not catch him. Wilk way too fast. Wilk, now a 5-time winner in the 2015 Bojangles Summer Shootout. As we got cars all over the place in turn number 2 on the final lap as the checkers wave. Third will be William Robusto. Josh Kosick with a great run. Kosick, one of the guys that has been coming into his own, 8th in points coming into this one. A pair of 7th place finishes. Well, Kosick gets his first top 5 run here in the Bojangles Summer Shootout. A beautiful night tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got a lot of racing action to go. Just 2 features in the books here. We got fireworks at the end of the night that you'll be able to see right here on the Performance Racing Network. I want to say thank you to the folks from Bojangles for supporting not only the Summer Shootout, but also the Performance Racing Network broadcast. And that is Daniel Wilk. Look at him unstrapping. This is a familiar sight. He has visited Victory Lane now 5 straight times here during the Bojangles Summer Shootout. Let's go downstairs to Amanda Wright.
Thanks, Bob. I'm down here. You may have started in 7th place, but you still made it to Victory Lane. How does it feel to go 5 for 5?
I don't know. It feels really good. I just knew I had to survive and just keep going from the back.
Now tell us what happened between you and Knight there on the backstretch.
He just got loose and tried to come back down on me to try to use me to keep him straight, and then just put himself in the wall. So I don't know what happened there, but just kept going forward.
He kept on going forward and made it his 5th win of 2015, guys.
Hey, he was nothing but honest right there, and that's exactly what it looked like, honestly, from our perspective as well. He climbs on the stage here to get his trophy, his 5th so far this summer here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it was a fight to the finish for Daniel Wilk. Carson Quapple with his 3rd second-place finish here during the Summer Shootout. You got to know that's got to be frustrating for the kid that loves to go to Victory Lane. There's Lenny Baticki down there for us. He'll be doing the MAV TV interview. And remember, you can see that Thursdays on MAV TV. Robusto, a great finish for him. He continues to climb through the charts. That's his 4th top 5 of the Summer Shootout. Josh Kosick, his best finish so far. Bryson Ruff with a great run. Led a bunch of laps in the early going of this one. Blake Cisneros is 6th. Landon Rapp, Dylan Notaro, Leland Honeyman, who dominated the beginner bandoleros to start the Summer Shootout. His best run as a bandit. And Isabella Robusto, her 2nd straight top 10 run. Tommy Good, George Hayes, DJ Knight with that hard lick in the backstretch wall. Hunter Hutchins, Cameron Boland, and Blaze Brinkley round out the 16-car field. We got a lot of racing coming up here on the Performance Racing Network, including We're Going Legends Car Racing next right here on PRN. U.S. Legends cars complete their Semi-pro division here at the Summer Shootout. Now we have the Bandoleros back on the racetrack. And here is the semi-pro finish once again. The Sheldon Krause out front, but here's the Bandit lineup with Carson Quapple and Josh Kosick on the front row.
The Robustos, William and Isabella, both making up row number 2. Cameron Bolin and DJ Knipe will be featured in row number 3.
And you got to watch out because DJ Knipe and the man that starts 7th, a little bit of a rivalry. Daniel Wilk, the dominator so far, with Landon Rapp as well in 8th.
Wow, good start position for Landon Rapp. Blaze Maddox will start 9th, and Blake Cisneros will come off 10th.
Tommy Good and what we like to be known as the driver unknown in the number 14 will start 12th.
The Bojangles 24, Bryson Ruff starts 13th. George Hayes in the 17 car starts 14th.
Hunter Hutchins, Leland Honeyman, a 2-time winner in the beginner Bandolero, starts 16th. And Dylan Notaro rounds out the field for the Bandits.
Carson Quaffle starting on the pole. He certainly got the speed and the ability to stay up front. We'll watch as that 90 and the machine of Knipe do the battling. Not only did they get together, but you've also got Knipe, who is the points leader down in Atlanta, trying to make sure that his equipment is good enough to be able to get down there to run Thursday Thunder. There's the official looking at the starting box.
And they are 3 wide even before they get to the start-finish line, and because of that, no-go. That official, you saw a great shot there by our cameraman, Rob Blount. That official stands at that portion of the racetrack and looks at that start or restart zone. So you saw as soon as they got there, he reached up to his headset to make sure that he told the officials, doesn't look good. They were all over the racetrack, and that's why the yellow flag flew.
Always important to have our friends from Racing Electronics providing these headsets to the officials so that they can do, you can see the Racing Electronics red headset that all of our officials wear to be able to communicate back and forth. And he looks right down on it so that he can see whether these guys are correct as they come to the start-finish line.
Let's take a look at the battle for the championship here in the Bandit division, because it is not a contest right now, because Daniel Wilk has dominated, has won each one of the opening 5 rounds. Carson Quapple has finished second 3 times.
Robusto sitting there in 3rd. Knipe, who had that incident last week, and Cameron Bolin rounding out the top 5. Here we go again. Let's see if we can get this start clean and green. At least Quaffle is the first driver across start-finish, and they do wave the green.
Quapple down into turn number 1. He is your leader. Kosick trying to stay tough on the outside in that black car, but here comes Robusto in the 22, poking his nose past into second.
Robusto bringing Cameron Bolin along with him, and there's Wilk.
Oh,
we got
man. Holloman involved here. Turn number 4.
The 4 car, Holloman in the last feature. Other 4.
Okay. No, this is Holloman.
Another Holloman?
Leland. No, this is Leland
Honeyman.
Honeyman. Did I say the wrong way? Yes, I did. There's too many
you
H
just
names.
pronounced it different. It's a different way of pronouncing it.
Absolutely.
There was no error there. I would not say you were in error. Your pronunciation was unique.
No, that was an error.
Okay.
There's a lot of H's in there.
I try to be open to these things. But we got a Bojangles barrel or 2 that is sideways. We got a replay here. Quaffle going to the corner, clean and green. Behind him is where it all breaks out. And you see the spin there of the white 55 involved, and everybody else checking up behind and costing it there. The 55 was the first vehicle to make the spin.
Dylan Notaro in the 26 involved in that one right there. Got cars all over the racetrack, including Landon Rapp, who was a 2-time winner in the beginner Bandoleros, and that's why he's in the Bandits now. He advanced up the racing ladder.
That was Robusto in the 55. Isabella Robusto, who was the first one. How about telling us what you think on Twitter? Got the PRN, the BSS on PRN, and, of course, the overall BOJSSO, the hashtags that you can tweet us about the broadcast, about the racing, about upcoming events here at Charlotte, or just what you think of 91 degrees and no rain at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Rapp tries to get fired right there, and I was trying to see if he had some right front damage on that car, but hard to tell as we watch Miss Zemax chill out a little bit. I don't know if there's really any chilling out here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight.
Rapp going back to the work area. You can see him in the distance. I caught just a glimpse as he went by our window area. Looked like the right front was pointed out to the right. That doesn't get better on its own.
No, a little toe out, and that's going to make for some difficult handling. There's Rob Blount. That's our cameraman. Look at him getting some TV time. You got to love it on the big old big screen on the back. How tall is it?
It is 16,000 square foot of awesome. Yeah. And speaking of awesome, tell them who's in here on the control board so we could give some love to the folks that are working those buttons and switchers for us.
Well, we got Double G, Duke Kentfield, our graphics guru, as well as our TD. You like these initials and acronyms? Yep, absolutely. That's Mark Keeler, I can't even say it, our Double P, our pit producer. That is Angie Dillner. Rob Blount down trackside on camera. Blaze Dillner, our field producer, and Amanda Wright, our pit producer, pit reporter.
Them.
Yes, absolutely. Got to say thank you to Alexis Perkins from the Performance Racing Network. She just stopped by and paid us a visit up here, as well as Doug Rice and everybody involved with PRN.
Barry Roach, our good friend that has connected us with the great folks from Bojangles. All the good things there. Freshly steeped iced tea. Got to read a read for Bojangles earlier today, and freshly steeped every day for that great legendary Bojangles flavor. Legendary iced tea from Bojangles. Take a sip and get ready because we're about to go back to racing in the Bojangles Summer Shootout Series.
Oh, I don't know if that one's going to stick a little bit. That was not in the restart zone, and that's why we have a yellow flag once again.
Yeah, that was kind of in a different zip code.
Quapple in the 35. That's the son of NASCAR Camping World Truck Series former champion Travis Quapple. Carson, a winner here in the summer shootout, as well as the winter heat at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He went just a tad bit early.
Just a little bit early, and saw his dad in the garage area. Still pumped, trying to get Carson another win out here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Bojangles Summer Shootout Series. And maybe just a little bit set on go early. Lights are already back out on the Bojangles pace car, so we'll get back to green here momentarily.
Only one lap recorded so far for these Bandolero Bandits. That kid's got a great view up there.
He does. Wonder how you get that ticket right next to the PRN booth as they cover the Bank of America 500 and other locations. Robusto on the outside, Quaffle on the inside, coming to that all-important restart box.
20 laps is the distance. One lap already in the books here. Quapple with the lead. Robusto now under fire for second place.
Cameron Bolin on the inside, the kid out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, really making a statement here, and he's bringing along that graphite gray 90.
Look out, Daniel Wilk. Not only is he the point leader signified by that orange flag, he has also got all the checkered flags so far. 5 straight victories. Can he make it a six-pack here tonight? Contact with the 67 car. That was a little bit of a precarious position in turn number 3.
Well, if we had such here, there has never been a shark attack here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but if we had a shark on the loose right now, it is that one there with the dorsal of the flag behind it on the 90 machine, and he has got his sights set on Quaffle.
We're about to see deja vu all over again because last week we saw Quapple and Wilk duke it out for the top spot. Wilk got the victory. Quapple was in second. Right now, Cameron Bolin in third. William Robusto is in fourth, and DJ Knipe in fifth. Those are your top competitors here in this particular division.
Taking a look at Wilk with not only the orange point leader flag, but the checkered flag, and we've got a big crunch there on the front straightaway in the 11.
Man, that was a huge hit for Hunter Hutchins.
Red flag. They've red flagged this one. They're stopping them on the back straightaway. They're going to let the safety vehicles have a clear path to be able to get to the race car to make sure that all is well.
Carson Quapple comes to a stop in turn number 3. See the safety crew come out on the racetrack. Safety crew already attending to the driver.
He's out of the car.
Nice to see Hunter Hutchins climb out of that machine because that was a hard hit in turn number 4. These Bandolero cars take a licking for sure, and you can see him not happy at all.
No, young man. No. There will be plenty of time to be upset about this later. Let's just get you back there in the garage area and see Mom and Dad, and I'm sure they want to talk to you more than you want to talk to that other driver.
Hunter Hutchins, A-OK after a tough lick. We still got 15 laps to go in the Bandolero Bandits here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's T-shirt time here. And look at that lucky guy. He just got a Bojangles T-shirt. That girl rooting for her favorite driver here at the 22nd Annual Bojangles Summer Shootout, getting an autograph from Miss Z-Max. A good crowd here tonight.
Panther uniforms on some of these, fans. You've got, race uniforms on. I'm not thinking that's Steve Smith. Doesn't have that much of a due.
That's definitely not. 5 laps into this Bandolero Bandit division. Carson Quapple, under red flag right now, is your leader. You see Kyle McGowan. He is your starter. Just climbed back up into the Bojangles starter stand here.
That's Chris Mulcahy that was coming down from the flag stand. Mulcahy, kind of our master of prizology down there. He makes sure that all the T-shirts are properly loaded in the T-shirt cannon and that the fans... Hey, look at those two.
Those are two ugly guys right there.
Yeah, they've got faces for radio.
At PRN at the track. You got to follow him on Twitter because this guy goes to a lot of cool short tracks every single weekend. And Bob Dillner right here, make sure you check out at Speed51DOT.com. That is our Twitter handle for Speed51.com, powered by Jegs.
I love to follow Speed51. The shots that on Speed 51 of Tommy Lemons from Caraway, when almost nobody was there able to cover it, not only were the shots there as excellent as you would get anywhere else, they were great shots of a race that, had your folks not covered it so well, a guy like Tommy Lemons winning would not have been known.
You got to look at the site right now because we just put up the limited late model finish. 3 wide at the line, still not official, because they are now measuring the transponders on the race car and where they were mounted because they were that close at the finish line. Check it out on Speed51.com right now.
Well, I'll tell you, to round out my thought, the reason I was talking about Lemons, I saw on Speed51.com and called him, and he's on PRN at the track this week, primarily because of the great coverage you gave. That's why we were able to grasp that he won such an important and significant race.
Very good guy, too.
Yes.
Just stand-up individual. We're back to green flag racing here for the Bandits and the Bandoleros. And right now it's all Carson Quapple out front. But take a look at the Dominator. In the 90, Daniel Wilk. Can he pull off 6 wins in a row? He's right on the back bumper of the 35.
Wilk is having a stellar season, but give a call to the 3rd and 4th place runners. That white car just going out of frame, Cameron Boland, and the car behind him, William Robusto. Finally coming into their own. They have figured out these race cars, and now we'll see them mature across the way. Here comes that challenge for the lead that we have been anticipating.
Almost contact right there. I was just waiting for it.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Quapple was going to shut the door, and Wilk wasn't going to let off at all. Trying to get to the inside of Quapple. Quapple, so young but so mature. Behind the wheel of this car now, side by side down the front stretch. Daniel Wilk with the preferred line on the inside.
Wilk on the bottom of the racetrack makes that 90 cut in corner, and now they'll bounce their way down that pit road and into the corner. Wilk assumes the point. Quaffle slideways, trying to stay with him.
Wow, that was an incredible save by Carson Quapple, the leader now. 9 laps in the books, 20 laps is the distance. Daniel Wilk trying to win yet again. And I think that setup there that Daniel Wilk did over Carson Quapple just showed the difference between Daniel Wilk and the rest of the field. Wapple's got a very fast race car. We got cars going everywhere in turn 4.
Caution is out. 2, 3, 4 cars involved, and probably as many at least barrels.
Cisneros in the 77. That's a sharp-looking race car right there. And Blaze Maddox in the 47. 2 of the cars involved.
Cisneros upset, can't get the car refired, asking for officials to come help him. Flips down the opening where the drivers get in and out of these race cars, and the officials will come up and scooch him out onto the pavement racing surface.
So let's get back to that point between, as far as the difference between Wilk and everyone else. Wilk is able to, from the center off the corner, is able to keep the run going but keep it on the bottom groove when everybody else washes out. He's got something figured out in that 90 car.
Jamie Yelton is one of the names that when you go, and Lee Falk, when you go pavement late model racing, that people say, well, that's one of those steps up. The guy that is becoming the brand that you want to tie to in the very first step of Bandolero racing prepares Wilk's car, Mike Gordon. His son, Corey Gordon, raced these cars and has now gone on to work at Kyle Busch Motorsports. But Mike Gordon has prepared every car this season that Wilk has competed in, and it has been, as you say, flawless and uniquely able to cut these corners. So when you look down the ladder, we talked about Stephen Cantrell preparing the car for Kraus. Give a call to Mike Gordon and his setups on this machine. And we've got,
no.
Who put that in the chicken?
Oh, the chicken having a tough time here. Tired of the bandits getting some yellow flags. We want to see green flag racing, and he'll be inflated once again. Talk about some great racing, though. We got a good battle for second here. Quapple and Bolin side by side. Bolin gets into Quapple, and now they are hooked together. They finally separate, and the nose piece comes off the 67.
And that's really just body work, correct? There's no real scenario that he needs that on there. It just makes the car look better, and certainly is probably in the racing groove where it should be.
Honestly, my daughter Megan and my son Blaze raced Bandoleros, and they said it was kind of cool when the nose piece would fly off, because on a hot night like we have here, it's like instant air conditioning.
And there it goes, the Cleft Palate Awareness Month and their logo on there. They do a lot with Cameron. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the body work there.
So let's recap what happened there. Those two, Bolin and Quapple, caught up with one another. They hooked bumpers for just a second, and that allowed DJ Knipe and William Robusto to slide right by. So Quapple now back to 4th. So after leading a good portion of this race, now back to 4th. Can Knipe do anything with Wilk? Because, of course, Knipe not too happy with Wilk. He claimed that Wilk put him in the backstretch wall last week. In fact, we have a great shot of what happened 1 week ago here at the Bojangles Summer Shootout in the Bandit race between the 90 car and the 29. Let's take a look at that clip here just momentarily. There we see the 90 car and the 67. That's the incident that happened this week, and that allowed the 29 and the 22 to slide right by. But we're talking about what happened here last week between the 29 as well as Daniel Wilk. And here it is. There's the 90 car. This is going into turn number 1. Wilk gets in there, barely puts the bumper to DJ Knipe, and then coming off the corner, Knipe gets loose, hits Wilk, and then hard into the backstretch wall.
Knipe was loose going through that corner, corrected, and it just didn't work for him. And coming out of there, not a very happy camper. We're back under full song. This is live racing action from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Bojangles Summer Shootout. And now Wilk, who Knipe believes was the man that caused that incident, green flag, and now we'll go caution flag as the 47 machine is turned.
Blaze Maddox once again brings out the caution, has had a tough time of it in the last 5 minutes during this race. 12 laps recorded. We still got a long way to go in this one. 20 laps is the distance for the Bandits here tonight.
12 laps, but time will certainly become a factor in this one. Wilk in front. I think you're right, Bob. I think the conversation about what will that 29 car do And as these laps wind down and tensions rise, the drama here on the quarter mile is as epic as it has been. The Knipe machine following. How many dreams, nightmares, or what have you did DJ Knipe have this week hoping for this scenario?
But here's the deal. He may want to lay a bumper on Wilk, but can he catch him to do so?
Exactly. And we've got some debris out there.
Off of Maddox's car.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it was just hanging by a hinge, literally.
Didn't hang long.
No, it did not. They're going to have to use some old rivets to get that back on. It's just a simple clamp that they use.
What's some of the, like the body works off of Boland's car and such? I mean, what kind of cost is that to fix for these parents?
Nothing. I mean, you're talking about going to the hardware store and grabbing some rivets and a rivet gun in terms of the roof, and then the Zeus fasteners. For those of you who don't know what a Zeus fastener is, it's almost like a screw with just a slot that grabs on to a fastener that's located inside the body panel, and that's how they stay on.
Pretty simple device. It's almost like a quick change for
even
somebody.
You can do it.
Even I can do it, and that is saying something. All my years at RCR, the one thing that I was proud of is that I stayed away from touching wrenches with the 3-car. We used the phone, the computer, pens, contracts, things like that. Touching wrenches we left to the Will Lynns and Chocolate Myers of the world.
So we're going back green. Next time by, Daniel Wilk is your leader. DJ Knipe in second. Robusto, Bolin, and Tommy Good rounding out the top 5. And Good having a very good run here. 3 top 10 finishes. His best finish so far is a 6th place run, so he's done one better already if he can stay there.
Single file restart with Wilk right in the crosshairs of DJ Knipe as they come out, and look at Blount's shot from the flag stand. How cool is that?
Very nice. So Robusto trying to get the run up off the corner. Can't do it. So now can Knipe in that 29 catch Wilk, get to his back bumper, not wreck him, just move him out of the top spot. They're pretty equal right now.
Pretty equal, but Wilk knows he has got to really drive away. Do not give Knipe the opportunity that we're speculating about, because that will put you in a position you don't want to be.
Look at this battle between the 67 with no nose piece. That is Bolin Robusto on the outside, a battle for 3rd. And now at the line, it's Bolin that regains that 3rd spot.
Cameron Boland's got that cool breeze coming in, and no aero tightness for him, as he is just working it there in 3rd. A good run for Cameron. Happy for him, happy for his dad, Brad. That whole family has worked really hard to be able to compete in with the Wilks and Knipes, and just to be able to potentially get in that podium finish. How about some of these cars in the back?
Well, you had a lot of cars in the back, including that 47 car, who has spun a couple times on the racetrack. Blaze Maddox back up front. It's Daniel Wilk was just told that Carson Quapple has pulled off the racetrack. So Quapple second in points coming into this one. Not a good night for him.
16 of 20. Wilk, Knipe, Boland, Robusto, and the Bojangles 24 of Bryson Ruff. Your top 5.
Wilk now with 3 laps to go. Way out in front of this field, all alone at the top of this one is Daniel Wilk, the dominator in that graphite gray and orange car. Knipe way back there as the yellow flag does fly once again to slow this field and will allow Knipe another opportunity to try to get to the back bumper of Wilk. Looking from our vantage point here, up on top of the front stretch in the PRN booth, do not see what the problem may be. Some debris, I am told now, being reported in turns 1 and 2. Wilk is your leader. Knipe second. Cameron Bolin in third. William Robusto in fourth. Bryson Ruff in that red 24. Now up to the 5th spot. Tommy Good has fallen back to 6th. Leland Honeyman, a good run for the newcomer, in 7th. That's making me hungry right there. That Bojangles chicken, absolutely. Blake Cisneros in 8th. Stephen Chapman in 9th. And George Hayes in the 17 is running 10th. Single file. going through turn number 3. Look at Knipe on the back bumper of Wilk. They fire, and he stays glued to the back bumper of your point leader. Can he get to him in turn number 1? He's trying with all his might, but Wilk is way too strong. He gets the advantage again, and now Bolin trying to catch up to Knipe for second. This time by popsicle sticks up in the air, 2 laps to go. Wilk all alone up front, leaving the battle between Knipe, Bolin, and Robusto for second, third, and fourth. Ruff still back there in that red car in 5th. Look at this. Knipe almost opening the door by sliding high, coming up off the corner. 1 lap to go. Chaos ensues in turn number 4. Yellow flag flies once again. Now it is bow time. I am told that now they are going to officially checkered flag the event, and the win will go to Daniel Wilk once again for the 6th straight week. DJ Knipe, so close to the victory here, but once again, the kid, Daniel Wilk, will be happy in victory lane. This championship battle in the Bandits, virtually non-existent because Wilk has owned both of those flags right there the entire distance, and we are in round 6 of 10 of the 22nd annual Summer Shootout at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wilk puts up his roof hatch. He's going to climb out of that car just momentarily. We'll get a word with him. He needs to take off his helmet so we can see and get a good look at our winner once again here. A 6-pack of victories for Daniel Wilk. Let's go down to Amanda Wright.
6 in a row. I think Jimmy Johnson better look out. Daniel Wilk, how did you hold off DJ Knipe in those last 3 restarts?
I knew I had to be smart and just come off the bottom.
How are you gonna go the full season undefeated?
I don't know, I'll try.
Were you worried about Knipe at all in those final restarts?
No.
He's very confident in himself, guys. I think we may have a perfect season from Daniel Wilk.
He may be very fast on the racetrack, but he's not a fast talker at all. Daniel Wilk with 6 straight wins. 1 2-word answers simply said by Daniel Wilk. Knipe in 2nd. Cameron Bolin 3rd. Robusto and Ruff your top 5. Tommy Good ties his best run so far this year with a 6th place run. Josh Kosick with a good run. Kosick coming into this race nowhere near the battle for the championship, but a great run for him in 7th. Stephen Chapman in 8th. George Hayes in 9th. Blaze Maddox, despite spinning twice, winds up with a top 10 run. Notaro, Cisneros, Honeyman, Rapp, Robusto, Quapple, and Hutchins round out the field. Carson Quapple, a difficult night for him. That will severely hurt his chances at the championship now with just 4 races to go. We'll take a quick break here on the Performance Racing Network, and we'll come back with some crazy bus racing action. The Bojangles Summer Shootout Pace Car. Next up, we are going back to Bandolero Racing here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Everybody in the grandstands having a great time. Here is your feature starting lineup for the Bandit division. Cameron Bolin on the point for this one. Bryson Ruff in 2nd. DJ Knipe, man, he's been in a lot of heat so far during the Summer Shootout. He lines up 3rd. Tommy Good in 4th, and Good is starting to climb the charts in the point standings up to 7th. Talk about climbing the standings. William Robusto in the 22, who will start 5th, now 2nd in points. Carson Quapple has dropped to 3rd in points, lines up 6th, and Daniel Wilk has been the pure dominator, leads by 49 markers. That's the difference between 1st and 2nd in the standings. Wilk has won 6 in a row. Dylan Notaro in 8th. Isabella Robusto, that is the brother of William. She's in the top 10 as well. We don't know who is in the 54 apparently tonight. Josh Kosick in 11th. Stephen Chapman 12th. Landon Rapp in 13th. Leland Honeyman had won 2 beginner Bandolero races earlier this year. So did Rapp, and that's why they advanced to the Bandits. George Hayes and Blake Cisneros round out the 16-car field here for the Bandits at the Summer Shootout. Still got a little ways to go because the Bandits still lined up off of turn number 2 where they line up the next feature division. And a great job by you, as always, running back up those grandstands.
Woo! Get my Tuesday exercise here, but it just means that I can have another Bowberry biscuit and enjoy that many more of them, because as many as I can get, it's always a good thing. The car's starting to roll on the racetrack. We mentioned earlier that Cameron Boland's folks out on the coast of North Carolina, the family is out there enjoying things. They are watching us on pay-per-view. So hello out there. Tweet us. And let us know that you're cheering on the Cleft Palate Society 67 machine. Bryson Ruff in the 24, that Bojangles race car. I'll go by his pits every now and then in the garage area. They've got biscuits.
You got to love the biscuits. And as I always say, those seasoned fries.
Lining up behind the pace car here.
Boland has looked pretty good in recent weeks. So I want to watch him. I want to watch Cisneros and see how they advance here, because the winner and the point leader, they start 6th and 7th. And William Robusto, we were just talking about him, has climbed to 2nd in points.
Robusto has been doing a lot of karting. He and his sister running up at GoPro Motorplex on the weekends. Isabella just won. William got 2nd. And Isabella's got a new paint scheme on her car that she designed, I believe. We may get a peek at that, the greenish car.
Good-looking race car there. Here we go. Green flag racing almost 3 wide. Will it be going into turn number 1 just momentarily? Oh, man, look at that. Bryson Ruff on the outside, but the caution flag flies.
I bet DJ Knipe in that 29 car was just a little bit out of where they thought he should be. 29 machine of Knipe has won 3 or 4, maybe 5 different features since our last pay-per-view last Tuesday. Ran at Atlanta Motor Speedway, got wins there. Ran at Southern National on Saturday and Sunday and got a couple of wins down there. So the 29 machine is definitely on a roll, although not here, but definitely wherever else he has been, he has gone through fast.
Well, you see, he's normally got a black race car. He's got that white nose piece on there, and that's because he slammed hard into the wall after contact with Daniel Wilk a couple of weeks ago out here. So that car's been banged up, battered, and bruised.
Wilk's in that all-star thing?
Wilk is the starting second baseman for Speed51.com's all-star team midway through the year.
Green flag is out. Boland and Ruff and Bryson Ruff on the outside. Can't maintain that spot. He gets pushed to the third spot.
Look at this, 3 wide just behind there. Here comes Daniel Wilk.
Ooh, wow.
Wilk in the 90. Wow. Incredible. Now Knight to the front of the field.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, man. We got barrels all over the place. That's Dylan Notaro in the 28. The roof comes down, but the barrels do not go back up.
No, not so much there.
We're under caution once again, but let's go down to Amanda Wright, who is standing by with somebody that just got nipped at the line on that last feature.
Well, he led the points in the semi-pro division. Sheldon Krause, how does your 4th place finish impact your title hopes?
It's not very good for him. The 3 people that finished in front of me were all right there. So 4th place is definitely not what we wanted tonight, but gotta take what we can get. It's better than 5th place, I guess.
Now tell us about that hit on the wall. Is the car okay?
Yeah, I drove fine after. We'll just have to check it out. I was just really loose coming off, and I was trying to stay right there with them because they were racing pretty good, to try to take advantage of it. And just got a little too loose and got on the wall.
All right, that's Sheldon Krause. Hopefully he'll keep his points lead, guys.
All right, it's going to be awfully tight up top of the semi-pro points, because we were just looking at the point gaps and so forth. You might have a virtual tie going into next week.
Absolutely. Hey, they see themselves on the big screen here at Charlotte Motor
How big
Speedway.
is that big screen?
16,000 square foot of awesome.
Did you come up with that?
No.
Okay.
Justin Akins.
That sounds like a Lennyism.
It's in that league, yes, but it's over in the Midwest division.
Okay. Well, right now, DJ Knipe, what do you think? Can he hold on? Because if he gets passed by Daniel Wilk, whoo, he might pop.
Yeah, he's
intense.
Mm-hmm. He's intense. He's quiet, but he definitely wants to win one out here. And Wilk has already moved himself up to the outside of row number 2 in that 90 machine. I heard a story, and our communications department here at Charlotte Motor Speedway let me inside on the release that they're going to do this Thursday on Daniel Wilk. Daniel Wilk took his winnings. As much as we poke at him being such a great racer and winner, that's a great human being in that 90 car. Took his coupons, the $100 coupons that he gets from Bojangles for winning, and went to a shelter and bought everyone at the shelter dinner in this. It's a great story. Look for it in your press on Thursday night. And it's an example of the Speedway and the community thinking that these racers and this track have done for over 50 years here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
A gentleman indeed, already at a young age. Even got an aw out of my wife here in the background as she listens to the broadcast.
Green is out, and Knipe on the inside, Boland on the outside, and those
Robusto down to the grass, winds up spinning himself out. We also have, I believe that's the number 44 car going around as well for Josh Kosick.
25, I think, was involved in this incident, too, as we look for that on the screen. The 20, maybe 26, Dylan Notaro.
Notaro possibly involved again. We got some more bow barrels all over the place. So having a tough time getting going in the Bandits this week here. We always have one division that has some difficulty.
Yep, just can't get on the rhythm of the night. And,
Isn't that a song?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, yes, I thought so.
Can't make those sounds. Can't do the rhythm of the night sounds. I think that was from Miami Vice.
I think you're right. I want to show you some footage from earlier today, Daniel Wilk in heat racing action, because he put on a performance like no other. 3 wide in the feature. Well, he was that as well in the heat race action. You see an incident right there. 2 cars getting together and pulling off the racetrack, basically cleaning it up for us. Well, look at Wilk on the inside. Robusto goes for a spin in that beautiful car and gets nailed. But Wilk was 3 wide right there.
And now some more. There's Ruff.
Oh, man, stop. Bam. Oh. Man, you got to get here early to the Charlotte Motor Speedway because you're missing out on stuff like this. And here it comes. Daniel Wilk to the front of this heat race action. Man makes it look easy.
He does. Well, let's see. We're back to live action. Knipe is the leader in the black and white 29. Boland in the 67 on the outside. Ruff, but it's not a good enough start. Not a good enough start. And the officials are waved this one off. And we're going to redo it again. So we said it was live, and it is live, but it's really like a replay, which is like this again.
Explain that again.
Groundhog Day.
Never mind, yes. Absolutely. One of my favorite movies, by the way.
Bill Murray's excellent in everything.
Supposed to go see Jurassic World this week at some point. My kids promised me that for Father's Day, but I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Been a little busy, though.
Don't hold your breath, right? Well, and doing great work. The MAV TV broadcasts that you and Ralph are doing, exposing more and more audiences to the great world of dirt late model racing in the Lucas Oil Series. Now we're ready to go back to the Bandoleros.
Here we go. Knipe out front. Boland still on the outside. Look at Boland getting a big push by our dominator, Daniel Wilk. Pushes him way up the racetrack, and that allows the 90. He gets an open door. Now to second is Daniel Wilk.
Well, Wilk, we got one.
Oh, another one.
Stay in green, though, for now. Stay in green. Cars moving. And Wilk on the inside of Knipe down into 1. Wilk on the bottom. Gets around DJ Knipe. Boland trying to take a look and maybe get the second spot. But right now, the dominator, as you say, Daniel Wilk, is the leader.
Oh, man. I believe that was Landon.
Lap Cars got the hood. The roof is actually down across. I would think the driver could see under that because you're looking really across the hood of the car there.
Yeah, but definitely limited visibility for sure. You can just see what's in front of you. Nothing else. You can't see all those nice people.
I know when I was that age, even just thinking to drive, my eyes were squinting anyway, so a little bit of limited didn't really matter. Wilk the leader, Knipe, Boland, Ruff, and Carson Quaffle has come up to the top 5.
Quaffle coming up through the field, and I believe that was that Dylan Notaro there, or was that Landon Ruff? I'm not sure.
No, Ruff is still.
Ruff is still in there. Yep, that's so Landon Rapp is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Honestly. So that car goes to the work area. But we continue to look at this battle, and I'm surprised, honestly, that Wilk has not pulled out some car links on Knipe.
Knipe's program, we documented that he had gotten a bunch of wins. Oh, a little scramble back there in the back of the pack. And a car turned around. There's the 24 of Notaro, or 26 of Notaro.
Yep.
And he is able to keep under power. The leader's coming into that general area. And looks like Notaro has gone past Wilk, the leader.
And that was Rapp that went off the racetrack. Yes, and he was the one that had his roof come down over his windshield, so very hard to see for Landon.
That's
Rapp.
a wrap?
That's a wrap for Rapp tonight for sure. There you go. Mark one on the Lennyisms tonight. Wilk, Knipe, Bolin. Bolin having a great run here tonight.
Yeah, Cameron is really doing well, and good for his pay-per-view fans out there getting to see a lot of laps. Knipe puts the bumper to Wilk, shoved him, put a shot in the shorts, as Steve Post would say. But Wilk unaffected. Knipe going after him again. DJ is not done. This kid out of Falston, North Carolina, in the 29 machine is after the Weaverville racer. Pineville racer, Wilk.
Remember that backstretch is where they got together a couple weeks ago, and Knipe went hard into the wall. Still, he gets him sideways off of 4. Knipe wants this win. Now, 10 laps to go. We're halfway through this race. Knipe might have messed up just a little bit right there.
Yeah, Bolin on the inside now is going to kind of balance things out for at least a little bit. Bolin's tires cool and clean, where Knipe had been having to cut so hard to try to keep up with Wilk. That's going to slow him up for at least a little while, and having to get back around Bolin may be the ticket that allows Wilk to straight away.
There's your top 5. Just behind that, Isabella Robusto up to 6th. That's her best finish so far in the summer shootout. Tommy Good is 7th. Josh Kosick is 8th. William Robusto back up through the field to 9th. And Minnie Tyrell, top 10. Minnie joins us once again. Has been absent for the past couple weeks.
Been on the Minnie's mission somewhere else. And the leader is Wilk in that titanium. Love, that was the perfect description of the color of that car.
I like graphite gray.
Graphite. I knew it was one of those things. Graphite gray that you would describe.
Graphite gray and bright orange, number 90, our second baseman for the All-Star team on Speed51.com. And honestly, he has been so dominant. Sometimes I feel like we can fall asleep up here.
Well, I'll tell you.
Not now, though. Look at this.
Here goes Knipe on the inside of Bolin. And they get the caution and things tighten back up. Knipe might try to stick the bumper back on to Wilk, but right now he's just not able to get around Bolin. And good job for Cameron, the Cleft Palate Society, happy with the things he's doing. Down into 3, I could look out, and Bolin able to hold off Knipe. They're coming down to 5 laps to go. 4 laps now.
Here we go. Bolin, Knipe finally settle it just a little bit. That guy has checked out in the field. He has a 10-car length advantage over Bolin, but Wilk is about to catch some lap traffic.
Wilk coming out of 3, crosses under the flag stand. McGowan says 3 laps to go for Daniel Wilk, your leader.
Wilk, so strong out in front of this field. This will be an incredible feat. Lucky 7 win for tonight if he's able to hold on in the final 2 laps. This time by, it will be 2 laps to go for Daniel Wilk. Cisneros out of the way in that beautiful 77 car, allowing Wilk to get a smooth run into turn number 3. Honestly, not much to say right now because Wilk all alone up front, unchallenged. Another dominating performance by this young kid. Knipe still trying to battle with Bolin for second. But here we are. Daniel Wilk, lucky 7 win of the summer shootout for that driver. Can you say wow? Double G, Duke Kentfield said it for me behind me here. Incredible performances so far. Doesn't disappoint tonight for Daniel Wilk. Cameron Bolin winds up second. Knipe is third. Carson Quapple, the son of former NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion Travis Quapple, winds up fourth. And Bryson Ruff in that red number 24 is fifth. Going down to Bojangles Victory Lane here will be Daniel Wilk. He's accustomed to climbing out in Victory Lane. And this kid has been fast on the racetrack and fast with his interviews, too, because he only normally gives us 1, 2, or 3 word answers. Let's see if he's been practicing in front of the mirror in his bedroom at home as he climbs out victorious once again is Daniel Wilk. Wilk takes off the helmet. An all-star in his own right here in Bandolero competition. Let's go down to Amanda Wright.
You've got this thing down to a science. Daniel Wilk, 7 wins so far in the season. Tell us about that battle for the lead mid-race.
Yeah, the car got really tight towards the middle of the race, and it was really hard to get by DJ and then try to check out. It was really hard, so I just had to be really careful, make sure I made the right moves.
He's making all the right moves. He's gone 7 for 7. That's Daniel Wilk, guys.
And an A-plus interview there for Daniel Wilk, certainly learning his prowess behind the microphone as well. So Wilk grabs another trophy. His parents are going to have to build a second mantle over that fireplace for all those trophies that he is collecting here at the Bojangles Summer Shootout. Daniel Wilk, man, look at him. He's barely old enough to ride his bicycle around the block, yet he's winning here in a Bandolero stock car at the Summer Shootout. Cameron Bolin so close to the win. Bolin trying to climb up the point standings. Coming into this was 5th, so that second place run will help him. William Robusto wound up second in points coming in, but Robusto spun early on. Robusto winds up way back in the 9th spot, so that will tighten the standings on top, with the exception of Daniel Wilk, because he was already leading by 49 points coming into this one. Well, guess what? He's extending that point lead once again. The big screen. You see that bright spot there? That's not the North Star. That's the big screen, the HD screen on the backstretch here at the Summer Shootout here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You can actually see all the racing action so well on that screen, whether you come for the Bank America 500 later in the year, you come for Speed Weeks, as I like to call it, in the spring during the month of speed in May, the All-Star race, as well as the Coca-Cola 600. There it is. We've talked about your top 5. Right behind that, Isabella Robusto. The 3rd time she has finished 6th, so she is certainly progressing. And a good-looking race car at that for Isabella this week. Tommy Good in 7th. Josh Kosick is 8th. We mentioned William Robusto, and then Leland Honeyman, the Bandolero beginner racer. A couple of victories there. Winds up with a top 10 run. Stephen Chapman, Hunter Hutchins, Blake Cisneros, an unknown driver in 54. We'll call him Mark Smith. Landon Rapp and George Hayes round out the field. We'll be right back with more racing action.